problems. The two are married. She wants him back in the house, and she and I have had standoffs about whether or not this case is going to be dropped. Plenty of evidence to support the accusation that it's here. The happy medium is what the result is here, because after the arrest on the violation of the protective order, Mr. Burge has been in compliance since that date. I'm comfortable with the resolution, despite the fact that I could move forward with a felony, because of the findings that occur with a deferred adjudication on family violence. So as long as there is no more conduct, then hopefully Mr. Burge won't be put in a situation where somebody has to make more decisions about its life.
Yeah, what's his last name?
That is
Trying to read y'all's name.
that's about the contact that the two of them want to have.
Okay, what is it? Read it out in the record, please.
Go ahead. I believe it's worded, Judge, that upon request, the agreement is that that he be allowed to live in the household with Ms. Burge.
The way the probation conditioned to where he can have contact and live with complaining witness, and the parties are married.
My preference is that he starts the BIP program and shows some progress in that before it occurs. But we both know that it's your honor's call on that, Judge.
And Ms. Chan will agree with me. The parties, including the complaining witness, want this behind them. They want to move back in together, and they have reconciled. They just can't live together right now.
That is a truthful statement.
How long was he in jail on this?
I don't recall that, Your Honor. I don't think it was any significant period of time. I know you had a follow-up jailing because of the protective order, but I think it's days. Doesn't even matter.
3 days.
Okay. 22-40978 is now called the State of Texas versus Trevor Dustin Burge. You, Mr. Burge?
Yes, sir.
With Mr. Reynolds, your attorney and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and the arraignment here? Can we proceed in summary?
He does. You may, Jim.
In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about September 26, 2022 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of assault, family violence by choking. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
An agreement has been reached that you would be prosecuted for the lesser included Class A misdemeanor of assault, family violence. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
Which carries with it up to 1 year in the county jail and or a fine up to $4,000. Do you understand the punishment range applicable?
Yes, sir.
In this case, the agreement's further been reached where you would be pleading guilty, placed on 2 years deferred or unadjudicated probation, fined $500, and there will be terms and conditions of probation which are normal and customary, including the Batterers Intervention Prevention Program class as a condition of probation. Is that your understanding of the plan?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
I understand.
How do you plead to this lesser included Class A misdemeanor of assault, family violence? In this case, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily, that is on your own free will and because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
I'll show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that voluntarily? Did
Yes,
you
sir.
understand it? Discuss it with your attorney? Or the contents all true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 tendered into evidence.
No objections.
Without objection, it's admitted. Among other things, this states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea, which is freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged in any lesser included offenses, such as this Class A misdemeanor assault you were pleading guilty to. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the right to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses, and you were totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 is made a part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report, Wayne?
So wait.
If nothing further to add by any of the parties, I'm going to find that you, Trevor, Dustin Burge, are pleading guilty to this Class A misdemeanor of assault, family violence voluntarily. You're mentally competent to do so. You understand the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted in this hearing to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. However, I'm going to defer any finding of guilt and place you on deferred or unadjudicated probation for 2 years. You will be fined $500. There will be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this type of case. You must complete successfully the batter's intervention prevention program. You understand what has happened today?
I do, Your Honor.
Well, this court gets to annotate a little bit on certain cases, but do y'all have children?
I have
Do you have children? Yes or no?
yes, sir.
Okay. You and this lady?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many?
There's 3. My second one has an adopting pending on today. An adoption. And I have a 2-year-old special needs and a 15-year-old stepbrother.
Okay. So what in the world were you up to on this event? Why would Mr. Family Man, and there you are, you're wearing the crucifix and you're wearing your little shirt, and that doesn't mean a thing to me. Actions is what speaks for me. Actions. This is the lady that you were ceremoniously married to. We had a ceremony and all that. Was it in church or a GP or something? Or
Mexico.
did it count? Did it mean something
Yes,
to
sir.
you? Oh, okay. So you pledge your love to this lady to become one, as the Bible that you must be familiar with would say.
Now,
Then you have children. Oh, you just learned about the Bible since this event in last September?
I've learned a lot.
How old are you?
31.
Old enough to know better. You've been an adult for 14 years. Not necessarily acting like an adult, but you've been an adult.
Yes, sir.
But this is a person, number one, ladies are supposed to be treated with honor from the men. And it's quid pro quo, ladies also respect the man, but you are 2 people who are role modeling, and your children are going to do what are going to emulate your actions. And if you choke the mother, your wife, how are they going to live their life? Learning in the household that this relationship is built upon choking. That's just terrible. It's terrible. You don't do that to anybody. It was told to me a long time ago, when you put your hands around somebody's throat and squeeze, your attempt is to kill them.
That's true.
Well, this is what you pleaded guilty to, sir.
I know. Wholeheartedly.
Well, you need to fix this. You need to live your life instead of in the way that you want to come in wearing a crucifix and a big shirt with some moral message to it. Carry your life out. Words don't make a difference. Wearing a jersey doesn't make a difference. It's how you play the game out in the field. Life is acting the part, not talking the part. You cross the line here. Don't let that happen. Certainly don't let it happen on my watch, because I'm kind of sensitive about familial respect. I've got children, grandchildren. I've been married for 43 years. And so I have come to appreciate how important a relationship is and how it's important to the others who see your life and live their life, because you're an example setter for your children. And this is a poor example. This needs to get fixed. You fail on my watch, and you can imagine the consequences. Depending upon the circumstances, they could be severe. You can go to jail for a year. And in fact, right now I could put you in jail as a condition of probation for 180 days. Which I think I've done in these kinds of cases in the past, in certain circumstances. So fix this, sir. There are a lot of people relying on you. And you're the head of the family. Act responsibly. Act like you're the role model. And then everything else seems to, for the most part, work just fine. But not acting that way when you are the role model fouls up the whole train. You're the engine. And if you run off the tracks, everything behind you falls to heck. So fix this. Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
And you have an attorney here who I've known him for almost, since I was a youngster. A very good man, good role model. Follow his advice. Anything else? Thank you. Thank you, buddy. See the probation officer, and she'll go over all those terms.